Okay, so back to singularity. If we wrap it up, then at the end of the day, singularity is something we all should embrace. But we should embrace it from the standpoint of not technology, but a singularity or a oneness where Jesus in his high priestly prayer said that, listen, Father, the Father and I are one, and so Father, sanctify them in your truth, your word is truth, so that they would be united, because that was your prayer, that they would be united, and that they would be one as you and the Father are one.
You're starting a new term here.
Am I?
Classic singularity.
Classic singularity.
We already have singularity with the Father if we believe.
Right. That's what life is.
We are plugged into the God mainframe, right?
Yeah. Well, if we believe, right?
If we believe.
If we
believe, yeah.
If we choose to follow Christ and believe the truth and become his disciple, then we are free indeed. The truth sets us free. Not the truth, but if we become his disciples, then we'll know the truth.
Right.
Then the truth will set us free.
Right.
So if we're in that place, then we are in a singularity. We are connected.
Now, the singularity that you hear about on television is the imposter singularity, which Satan always likes to work with an imposter.
Right.
And I don't know who would want to do this, but they're saying from Facebook to Elon Musk wants to do it for the good, to Google and Microsoft, I think, want to do it for the all ill of mankind. Yeah, please don't. They want Starbucks. We're really Seattle connected somehow. Anyway,
nobody's coming after us.
No.
What do they say?
Our 13 people. You don't think they're connected?
You can't squeeze. You can't squeeze wine from a juju fruit, right?
From a raisin.
A raisin.
From a raisin?
Yeah.
A raisin can't make wine.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. If we have nothing, then we can't get nothing.
Okay, I heard a joke though.
Okay.
What did the grapes say when someone stepped on it? Nothing. It just let out a little wine. That's good.
That's pretty solid.
I heard that from
Nathan.
Actually, a show he watched on YouTube called Dude something. I can't. Dude Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen Dude Perfect videos?
No, I haven't.
They're pretty cool. This also could be a plug for Dude Perfect.
All right. What I want to go for is if you're gonna plug in, and they're saying they're gonna read your mind. They do it from the aspect that you will be able. It's your benefit. We'll be able to communicate without words. We'll be able to communicate with our computer without words. Mm-hmm. But then they can also read our mind.
Right.
So just watch out for that. That's all I'm saying.
And one day when we get to the spiritual realm, I don't doubt that some of what people are trying to make reality in the physical realm is in some way how the spiritual realm works to a degree. But again, we are playing God with that.
Well, that's what this all comes down to.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what this all comes down to.
Right. So I think you should embrace singularity if you're embracing it. What Matt said, the classic form of singularity.
Classic singularity.
Yeah.
The regular human existence.
Yeah.
The original covenant and compact with God and us as His creation.
Yeah. But this other stuff is just man trying to get smarter.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out a way
to get the knowledge, trying to build the Tower of Babel to get up to God. I'm gonna climb up into the clouds and be up there with God.
Yeah.
And that didn't work out real good.
Yeah. So that is our let's see, non-degree, somewhat personal.
We could talk about it for a lot longer. We haven't delved into nothing.
Yeah.
We haven't discussed consciousness.
Right.
Which is kind of crazy by itself.
Right.
Yeah.
But without a degree, both Matt and myself, without a degree, and without lots of study, we have pretty much taken singularity and balled it right up into it.
Well, you'll have an idea of what's being talked about.
Yeah.
I mean, YouTube education. That's where I'm at. I have a YouTube degree, so
that's good. And we'll talk about that.
You should try it out.
Yeah.
You do try it out, but I mean, you should try it out.
Yeah.
Get yourself a YouTube education.
Yeah. And don't forget Moreland's stuff, because Moreland does a really good job.
You're not going to learn so much about the singularity.
Right, but you will about the soul consciousness.
The soul consciousness thing, which after you prompted me to watch those videos, that is a bigger part of what's going to happen. And he goes into the smoke and fire. Like, just because we probe your brain and you remember fried chicken. Did you see that?
Uh-huh.
Just because we probe your brain and you remember fried chicken doesn't mean that's the fried chicken part of your brain.
Right.
It just means probing it there made you remember it, but it's not. You may not actually be sticking the memory.
Right.
And that's where the scientists have gone wrong. Yeah. And but this is how they get rid of God. Right. They're more interested in getting rid of God. Right. And getting it out of the equation.
And again, if there is no soul, then it doesn't matter because we are just a bunch of chemical reactions, a bunch of dendrites, firing, synaptic gaps, all that kind of stuff. But if there is a soul, now, and remember Moreland in the one video, he quoted Darwin in his last days, that Darwin, the only thing he could not...
I might have fallen asleep by this part.
Okay. Well, the only thing... he said that the only thing that Darwin could not account for was the mind.
Right.
He could try to account for everything else, but he's like, I don't get the mind.
Well, because it was too complicated.
Yeah.
But we broke that all down now.
We have.
We've got that all ironed out. We know how your brain works to a T.
Yeah.
Apparently, because if they're getting ready to stick electrodes in it and make you do stuff...
So then, and this probably be for another day or another topic, but then even though we say we can break down the mind and everything, now the question comes back to the existence of God, the existence of a soul, and I think it comes back to the strong argument of morality.
Right.
Making choices.
Right.
Because if you're just a chemical reaction, then the choices you make are not dependent.
Well, that's what they want.
Yeah.
They don't want it to be your fault. Because if you can't take personal responsibility... The good thing about that is you can't be punished.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Or you can be ruled by someone who can.
Exactly.
The federal government.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
Or the governing powers that be. Whatever they are. You might think that's cool, that you have no personal responsibility. But it's really not. No. Because that's somebody else saying, well, then you can't control yourself. I'm in charge of you. And that's really where we sell ourselves down the river.
Yeah, and again...
That's a whole other topic.
Yeah, and again, it's bigger than just freedom. It's bigger than just owning property. It goes all the way back to our creation.
Well, and that's okay. So that's in the J.P. Moreland video. Is that the freedom, because that's one of his topics. Freedom is just the ability of free will, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Free will. No, it doesn't just cover property. It covers all of our choices, right? But if we can't have a punishment angle, if we're not willing to accept the responsibility angle,
right,
we're selling it. Because what he had, there was thought. Do you remember? There were like 5 things.
I won't be able to grab
There was thought, belief, free will, or freedom. It was an idea. He had like 5 ideas.
Okay.
That make up our consciousness, and it really is fascinating how he breaks down like thought versus belief. And we're getting into a whole other video.
Yeah, well, we'll put the link below.
Yeah,
right.
It's really provocative stuff.
Okay.
To think about.
All right.